So every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force, and this force is called the force of gravitation. So gravitation, as we see that there are certain classes of interaction which we found in nature. So gravitation is one of these, and these classes of interaction are gravitational force, electromagnetic force, the strong nuclear force, we also call it as hadronic force, and the weak nuclear forces. Newton's law of gravitation. The force, which is the gravitational force, this is an attraction force, and this acts between two bodies, two masses, m1 and m2, which are separated by a certain distance. We call it as r. So the gravitational force acting between two point objects is proportional to the product of their masses. That is, this force is directly proportional to the product of the two masses which are attracting. This is directly proportional to them and inversely proportional to the square of the radius, or you can say square of the distance between them. This r is the distance between these two particles. In this case, this is mass m1, this is mass m2. So there is a distance of r between them. So F is directly proportional to m1, m2, inversely proportional to the square of radius. When we remove this proportionality sign, then we have this capital G, which is called as the universal gravitational constant. The value of G is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. And this will remain, this is a constant, so it will remain same throughout our universe and in our calculations also. This G, gravitational constant, or universal gravitational constant, is independent of the nature and the size of the bodies. Also, the nature of medium between these two. This can be anywhere. This G remains same. The dimensional formula of this G is m minus 1, L 3, and T minus 2. There are certain important points we need to know about the gravitation force. This gravitation force is a central, means if we take Earth, the gravitation always acts towards this center. Also, it is a conservative force. This is the weakest force in nature. If you compare it with the electrostatic force, it is 10 to the power 36 times smaller. It is 10 to the power 18 times smaller than the nuclear force. That is why it is the weakest force. The law of gravitation is applicable to all the bodies. They can have any size, shape, or position. The sun, which we for Earth is the ultimate source of energy. The gravitational force acting between the sun and the planet. This gravitational force is responsible for the orbital motion as it provides the centripetal force. So if this is sun, now the planets we know they are revolving around it. How they are revolving means from where they are getting the energy, from which force. It is the centripetal force, this one. So gravitational pull of the Earth, this is known as the gravity. When we talk about if this planet is Earth, this is sun, then we call it as the gravitational pull of the Earth. Earth, by virtue of its inner mass, it attracts the bodies, and this is known as the gravitational pull. Also, the Newton's third law of motion, this also holds good for the force of gravitation because eventually it is a force. This is going to mean that the gravitational force between two bodies are action-reaction pairs.